Hey guys, welcome to this week's fishing report. It's a special report. It's the 4th of July weekend. God bless America. That's right. God bless America. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just going to go through a little recap here of what I've been doing on my fishing charters. So I just came off of a 5 or 6 days in a row. It all runs together. Really. So to be honest with you, we're in that time of year. We're just starting to get into our summer pattern now. Okay, so we had an extremely windy month of June, which is setting up for July to be awesome. What I've seen this past week was some of the best reef fishing that I've seen in several years as far as this time of year. Okay, typically right now the water temperatures are scorching hot and there hasn't been any wind, but this year is 100% different, and the water temperatures are perfect. We have a nice thermocline along the reef line, and it is set up for some badass yellowtail fishing and an early mangrove spawn. It is full on all the way up and down the reef. Very good. Now, where are you going to catch those? You got the usual spots, you know, where you're going to catch them. So if you are new to mangrove fishing and you're coming down, then you're going to want to get involved in my Mangrove Madness program. This week we're going to go over the mangrove spots, where you can find them in the Upper Keys, and a little bit down in Marathon, places where I fish. So if you're new, jump in. The lesson goes out this week. Okay, so what else we got going on? We've got like I said, I've been out there, we've been doing it, and the mutton snapper fishing was great. It was really good for me. Now we change it up this time of year, give them a couple special treats other than what I normally use that everybody knows about. This time of year I give them some special stuff. So in order to see some special stuff, you got to fish with me. So what else we got? Oh, we caught some beautiful blackfin tunas as well. They set up really nice, and it was a little different how we caught them, so very good. The blackfin, our biggest one was as big as our igloo cooler. That thing was a monster. We caught it on we're just throwing out light spinning rods with some baits on them. Notice I said baits. Might have been live, might have been dead, might have been artificial. Anyways, so we managed to get them to go, and we caught some nice dolphin as well in close. So as far as what's happening this time of year, what's different is in the past we've seen extremely warm water temperatures in close, within 500 feet, within 600 feet. But what we're seeing is we've got kind of an inverted system going on out there right now. So you've got a lot of cooler water that's closer to shore or to the reef versus offshore. So meaning that there's been a lot of really nice fish caught in what I would consider shallow. Okay, the time of day means a lot. The fish that we caught the other day were in shallow, and they moved in late in the day. It was windy. It was windy. It means it was hard east wind, but no problem for us. So again, the time of day means a lot. If you don't want to travel out that far, you just want to stay in a little closer, try that. But there's some really good blackfins caught. There were some wahoos caught as well. Like I said, it's a different summer. Now, as far as fishing the weed, okay, I looked at the charts this morning, and the weed is starting to go away. We're not seeing a lot of weed coming out of the deep Caribbean, but we are seeing a lot of big mats that are breaking off down off of Cancun, and that's where a lot of that stuff is at, and off of Cuba. So you see a lot of this stuff that's already built up in there that's breaking off, and then it will find its way up here. But as far as what's happening as far as natural movements of sargassum, it is, I looked at it yesterday and I'm not seeing it. Now we do have high levels of chlorophyll concentration. You want that as well, but as the day goes on, it starts to heat up, and that stuff just kind of it starts to grow. So you look at the satellite maps, and you can kind of correlate to where that good stuff is at and where the bad stuff is at. I use SatFish. I've been using it a long time. Yep, I talk about SatFish all the time because it's a great tool, and now's a good time to give it a shot. If you're looking for a hard edge out there with a hard temperature break, and you're also looking for where that current is at. So, but with also too, we were catching fish with no current in shallow. There was lots of bait in there. I was seeing big packs of like sardines in shallow, like an incredible amount. Like they were busting up all around me, and I was fishing off of conch reef in 100 foot of water for yellowtails, and big mats of bait were coming up to the top, and I haven't seen that in quite a while. Now for you guys that are new to fishing the Keys, what used to happen prior to COVID was, and prior to all these kind of environmental things that were going on between the El Nino, the La Nina, and then you got an increase in fishing pressure. But this was 6 to 7 years ago, we had this happen where we had some really good water along the reef. We've had a lot of wind, and then we had these big masses of bait that would push in. We would catch yellowtail, giant yellowtail that were migrating with all these glass minnows and sardines, and also too, there were yellowfin tuna that would push in with these big mats of bait. Okay, so as you're running out there, I always say keep fish honest. This is the time of year that you need to keep fish honest, because I am seeing it. I seen it the other day. Big mats of like big sardine schools coming up, big schools of glass minnows. Now it was a little rough out there, but honestly, you kind of need that. I mean, that's how it's working right now. So I'm anticipating some great fishing coming up, and there were some big fish caught on this last moon phase. You just had to know where to be and the time, and there was a lot of sight fishing for them, so you really had to have a tower to see a lot of this stuff, and you had to roll up on some random grass mats and do your thing. Just because they don't bite on lures, lures are not your answer all the time, guys. You're being sold into buying a piece of artificial bait, like artificials that are supposed to do it. That's not always the case. So always be prepared to have a good mix of artificials and dead bait to get the job done. So what else we got? Like I said, it's a wide open ball game out there right now. The fish just aren't out in 900 feet of water. They're like, man, we were catching them in shallow last week. It was like the water temperatures were nice, 81, 82. That's really nice, actually. So, and yeah, you got an east wind. You're going to have a lot of weed. It is what it is. Light current. It's all part of the gig. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. It's been the same stuff for how many years now? East wind, broken up weed. Light current, broken up weed. No current. You got to find the current. You got to find, that's where the weed will break up and tighten up, and you'll find the mats. So as we start getting a lot of rain down off Cuba and a lot of wind, it'll break off big mats down there that are stuck and up inshore, and then that stuff will travel up our way, and then you hope that things will start happening, build the ecosystem, and you'll get lucky. So find some nice fish here. I think July is going to be really good. I think that this coming up new moon phase is you're gonna see a lot of big dolphin caught, and the fish are going to be nice. So the tunas that we're catching like right now are big inside the reef. So I mean, not inside the reef, but just outside the reef. So keep everything honest out there, and if you just want to go out for an evening stroll, get some lures, and the best thing to do is just check your basin. You got an east wind, you can anticipate weed. Okay, you can anticipate it, and there's times of day when this stuff is coming in and coming out, and that's where you kind of need to be, kind of like know some people that are out there. You communicate a little bit. What time of day the weed's moving in? Where is it at? What part of the reef is it at? Where are you going to be? So that's just got to know. Over the years, just figure it out. And that's the stuff I try to but I share in all of my programs. So it's a long game, and that's what it is. And those guys that have been with me for a while, they know, and they're doing very well. So I want to give a shout out to Mike for crushing big mangrove snappers, and caught a couple of nice muttons on top of it. Beautiful box, man. Beautiful fish. Absolutely none of them had to be measured. Great stuff. So also too, we've got and also too, William, he did very well. Nice job, bud. Got anchored up, had a really crappy current, did his thing, got the nice yellowtails. So nice job, bro. And also too on the anchoring skills. If you are using a anchoring ball as a crutch, you will never get better. Okay, learn how to anchor. It's not that hard, but you got to take that first step. So okay, now what else we got? So I'm gonna start wrapping it up here. As far as we're gonna have some rain and we're gonna have some thunderstorms. Before you go, you got to know what's going on out there and where to be and how the storms are moving. Just because you want to fish south, you may get pinched and you're gonna have to fish north. You're gonna have to like fish outside your comfort zone. I want to go to the hump. I want to go to the hump. Well, this time of year, the hump can be loaded. The hump can be a bad spot to fish because that's how the storms like to track. So you're gonna have to. That's what's gonna force you into being better, is just to do something different. If you're one of those guys, I'm gonna go to the hump and put out my 2 feathers and run them 250 feet back because that's what my grandpa did 5 years ago and he crushed them. If you're one of those guys, go ahead, go try it. But just know the weather before you go, and know that there's going to be 150 people like you that are going to do the same thing. Okay, so if you are going to the hump, make sure you have your vertical jigs, and make sure you have a plan to fish deep. And there are lots of tricks to get baits deep, and sometimes fishing too fast is not good amongst the crowd. Okay. We're excited to announce that here with very soon, I'll make an announcement that we're going to be taking reservations for Good Karma's edition. And she is a beautiful 37-foot invincible catamaran. And she is rigged to perfection. When I say to perfection, it's perfect, okay? And we're also in the process right now of adding a little extra, like giving her a little extra something to make her extra special. And it starts with an M, not an L. And there is a difference in those two products. So I can't wait to have it. It's taken a little while, but like with all things, never rush it. You make things work. And once that's ready, we'll announce it. As far as the trips go on that one, we're still offering Good Karma. She's our baby, and she will be available for charter. And then we will have the Inalisor. She's a beautiful boat. Super excited, and she's sleek and she's fast. So we'll be offering deep drop trips on that boat, some other stuff. And for all you guys that want to wahoo fish, get your reservations in now. Let's just say, you guys have been talking about it for years. What would happen? Well, you're going to get your opportunity to see. So, okay, I'm going to wrap it up. Getting busy at the marina here. It's a cloudy, overcast day. Stop by, pick up some stuff. Got some good tuna lures in there. Got some hump busters. You can go out there. They're great little feathers. So, but yeah, that's all we got here. So if you want to get and be part of my programs, I've got 3 options for you guys in the Patreon. I've got 3 tiers. We've got the free, which is the best of, and then that's special podcasts that I like to put in there, blogs, all that good stuff. I've got a yellowtail fishing blog in there that has some stuff about anchoring as well. So if you're new to it and you want to coming down to go anchor fishing, try that out. And then we've got the Good Karma rigging crew. Excited to show you guys some good stuff this month in that crew, and that's the second option. And the third option is the Angler's Edge, and that is the ultimate spot finding group. We're covering mangrove snapper spots, and we've got red snapper coming up, so I'm going to share some red snapper stuff too. Unfortunately we get like 2 days, so I'm just going to tack that onto this month for this month's lesson, show the guys where to catch some red snapper at down here, make their lives easier. So yeah, and if you guys really want to learn, then we've got the mastermind group. To be accepted into that group, you have to email me, and there is an interview process with that as well. So, and a year commitment. That's all I got, guys. If you're looking to come down and go fishing with me, get your reservations in now. As far as what we're targeting, I'll target what's biting. You guys all know I like to chase, like my thing is I like groupers and mutton snappers, and most of my people like them that come fishing with me. But if you want to go chase some mangs, we can we can probably put that together too. Of course, some yellowtails, because man, they were biting so good this past week. Oh my God, it was like old school. Literally, we were done. Like, I had them balled up behind the prop, and it was, I made it look too easy. And sometimes when you make it look too easy, then people are like, oh, this is kind of boring, because they think it should be hard, and that's not the case. Don't punish your captain if he makes things easy, because it's taken him years to perfect that. And if you're one of those people, then you need to think about that. It's like, you can literally go out there some days and be done in an hour, and you want a captain like that. Okay? If that captain's struggling and you want to see him struggle and see him work, then you got the wrong mindset, because that's going to crush your charter if you want him to do that. So you can see stuff. A lot of people want to see stuff. They want to learn like how you fight, how you adapt on a challenging day. I can sense that. And I'm not gonna, like, if I can sense that, it's not a good thing. So that's all I got, guys. Have a happy 4th of July, and remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.